Hello everyone, welcome to sqadia.com. Today the topic of our discussion is the integumentary system. This is the second section of this system, and in this we'll be discussing about the dermis. In dermis we'll be taking a look on the dermis in a little detail. Then we'll move on to dermal epidermal junction and then the basement membrane. I hope you're excited about this section. For further details on the integumentary system, keep watching sqadia.com. Now let's take a look on dermis in a little detail. Dermis is composed of connective tissue. It is basically mesodermal in origin. It supports the epidermis and connects it to the hypodermis. It happens to be the middle layer which lies in between the epidermis and the hypodermis and serves as a connection between the two. It contains the epidermal derivatives like hair follicles, and glands. It also has a rich nerve supply. There are two layers of the dermis, the papillary layer and the reticular layer. Let's take a look on these layers in a little detail. Papillary layer is the outermost layer of the dermis. It forms a major part of the dermal papillae. It consists of loose connective tissue which contain fibroblasts, mast cells, macrophages, and extravasated leukocytes. They're anchoring fibrils of collagen 7 which insert into the basal lamina and bind dermis to the overlying epidermis. Moving on, we have the second layer of the dermis, which is known as the reticular layer. It is thicker than the papillary dermis. It is composed of irregular, dense connective tissue, mainly of type 1 collagen. It has more fibers and fewer cells as compared to the papillary dermis. It contains a network of elastic fibers which give the skin its elasticity. The elastic content of the skin increases with age. Now let's take a look on the dermal epidermal junction in a little detail. Usually throughout the body, the dermal epidermal junction is irregular. In the figure, it is this purple colored junction which is visible. It is usually of the peg and socket type in most skin. However, it is in the form of well-formed ridges in thick skin. Where was thick skin again? Thick skin was in the soles and feet only. The rest of the body has thin skin. These ridges and intervening sulci form the dermatoglyphs, commonly known as fingerprints. Fingerprints are individual. No two people have the same fingerprints. There are dermal projections, which is known as the dermal papilla. The dermis at the dermal projection moves upward towards the epidermis, hence it is known as a dermal projection. And there's epidermal evaginations, which are epidermal ridges. Now the dermal projections, there's a projection, the dermis is projecting upward, and there is evagination in the epidermis. They interlock or interdigitate with each other. This forms the dermal epidermal junction. And if there's an abnormality in the dermal epidermal junction, it can lead to a disorder which is known as the bullous pemphigoid. Okay, so now let's take a look on the basement membrane in a little detail. The basement membrane is found between the stratum basale and the papillary dermis. It follows the contour of the interdigitations. What were these interdigitations again? These were the dermatoglyphs or the fingerprints which are formed by epidermal projections and dermal projections and epidermal evaginations. The basement membrane is composed of basal lamina and reticular lamina. This is the basement membrane in the figure. The purpose of this basement membrane is the diffusion of nutrients for keratinocytes, and these nutrients diffuse from the dermis vasculature through the basement membrane. The epidermis is an avascular structure. It does not contain its own blood supply. The blood supply is contained within the dermis. This blood supply provides all the nutrition which is required for the growth and sustenance of epidermis. Now what happens is these nutrients diffuse out of the blood and come and pass through the basement membrane, and then they go up to the epidermis and provide all the nutrients and the food and the energy that is required for, again, the maintenance and sustenance of epidermis. So this brings us to the end of this section. In this section, we talked about the dermis, the dermal epidermal junction, and the basement membrane. For further details, keep watching Integumentary System and do keep watching sqadia.com. Thank you.